Hello everyone, Marjorie here. I'm going to discuss some important points about how to handle an accident, or more specifically, how to handle yourself at the scene to try to avoid an outcome any more negative than it already might be given the circumstances. This is not a comprehensive guide. It is not and should not be considered legal advice. These are just some tips that I, in my personal opinion, find helpful. Accidents can be significant, minor, avoidable, or unavoidable. In any case, they can come at a high price, both monetarily or physically and emotionally. A significant accident, especially if not handled correctly, can lead to serious financial and legal consequences. That's why this topic is so important. Remember, in the event of an accident, if you work with a carrier, you're going to want to know what their policy is. Now, something important to consider. After being involved in an accident, the body is going to be responding to the situation by dumping adrenaline. This can make it difficult to focus and think clearly, so it is important to be mindful that this is happening. Adrenaline can even mask pain for up to an hour, so checking oneself for injuries is important. Also, it'll probably help to take several deep breaths in before speaking to anyone about the incident, just to try to kind of get your thoughts in order and focus. First, most importantly, no matter how minor an accident seems, call 911. It's important to have an official report of the accident, and law enforcement responders are going to be making that report. If you have a safety department at your carrier as an owner, operator, or lease purchase driver, contact them as well, and your insurance company. Secondly, as a professional driver, it's important to document what happened and what will be happening as the scene potentially becomes populated by witnesses, emergency, and police responders, so your information for the official report is as accurate as possible. You can grab a paper logbook and pencil and document where you are and the time of the accident to the best of your ability. Use the graph to continue to document when others arrive on the scene, such as police, fire department, or what have you. Now, do not sign this document because it is for your reference only, and you don't want to turn it into a legal document by signing it. But it could come in very handy for your carrier or safety department, especially if someone else is going to be handling any of the paperwork or claims regarding the accident who wasn't actually at the scene. Something extremely important to keep in mind is that you may or may not be at fault, but you never want your actions at the scene to contribute negatively toward your involvement in the accident. In other words, things you say, even inadvertently, may be used in official reports. For example, if you're involved in an accident that is not your fault, yet you're recorded or reported as apologizing to others at the scene, it may be perceived incorrectly by others as you accepting fault when maybe you're not at fault. Also, it may be prudent to be observant of how others at the accident scene are handling themselves. Like, are they angry or upset, confused, detached, aggressive? So document observations so you can add them to your report. There may be details you notice that end up being important or even contributed to the accident in ways that become clearer as the information and details are gathered by officials. Like, for instance, the person acting confused may have been under the influence of substances. Or maybe they seemed detached because they're hard of hearing and forgot to wear their hearing devices. You never know, so it's important to try to be observant and objective. Take lots of pictures, including at least one with a secondary focal point. Get photos leading up to the accident, especially if there are skid marks, broken glass, light poles, guardrails, traffic signs in and around the scene. Take pictures of damage to your vehicle and others on the scene if possible. And if possible, use a dollar bill in the photo next to damaged areas as a standard unit of measurement, because the size is federally regulated and can't really be disputed. Now, if you do talk to others involved in the accident, you may want to consider only asking them yes or no questions, like, are you hurt? Do you need an ambulance? But don't offer information or try to gather anything further. And if they are hurt, get back on the phone with 911 to ensure that EMS are on their way. There are a few things to not do. Do not leave the scene until police arrive and say it's okay. And do not admit fault. Also, respect others. If there are injuries or fatalities, do not photograph other individuals. Hopefully you never have to experience an accident, but in the trucking industry, we all know that the possibility is there every day. So do be careful and respectful of others and stay safe. Protect yourself by being prepared in the event of an accident, and know your accident procedures if you work with a carrier. Stay safe and cheers.